What's up, Nath?
Howdy.
This is a lovely surprise. I thought I was getting one and I get the whole package deal.
Hey,
Yeah, look at that.
we live.
We want to start by saying that we've seen all your reaction videos to our songs and we appreciate them. Thank you.
Oh,
Real.
thanks, guys. Sadly, Johnny couldn't be here
Yeah,
today.
I was
He's a
about to
he's a
say,
real
sick
human.
shirt too.
How good is it? Yeah, love a bit of Van Halen, and this shirt's just ridiculous.
So metal.
So yeah, yeah, fully. How are you guys? Johnny said to say sorry he couldn't be here. He's been a real adult and working today. So you're stuck with me.
I get it. He hates us.
That's yeah. I'm so glad I didn't have to explain that in detail. You really see
When
through
we
it.
come over to Australia, will you teach us how to work out?
Hell yeah, I will. You are more than welcome.
Please.
The last time you guys came through, fuck, what year was that? How long ago was that?
That would have been about a year ago, right?
Yeah, so the last we did a headliner
October,
last year with Currents.
October, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
before that would have been 2019 supporting North Lane.
that's
with
it. So it
Freedom
was
Park
the
School.
Northland tour. We traded places. I went to the States last year when you were here and you came here. So we traded places. But the previous time before that, you guys actually came right through where our studio is. And my gym is just below the studio. So next time
Nice.
you'll have to come get a session in.
Sick. Let's go.
But it's launch day here in Australia officially. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, so if you like right now open your phone and go to Spotify, the record's there?
Let me check. I've not been using Spotify.
Or there it
Let's
is.
go.
Hey,
Cool.
let's go.
Yeah, welcome to the future. However, I've been lucky enough to be sitting on this for a couple of weeks, and I can say just congratulations. You fucking crushed it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Actual album of your career so far, which is not blowing smoke, as you said. You've seen the videos, and I've this one was one for us that like we were from the moment you guys first released the first single, we were so excited for this new direction and sound that you kind of come back with. It must be pretty exciting to have built this like a 2 year process, kind of split up with some tragedy in the middle to finally be able to release it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No words. Just really, really excited.
What's the response been like for the newer stuff from you? Like, obviously, since the last album, reactions particularly had started by then, but for this, it's a much more prominent space. And I've been seeing a lot of other people in the space sort of covering off the new tracks. And it does seem, from my perspective, to be overwhelmingly positive. What's that experience been like for you guys?
I think it's been overwhelmingly positive. With I feel like antimatter being like an even more so like kind of anomaly. Like that for sure is our fastest growing song we've ever done for sure as of right now. So it's kind of been fun and exciting seeing that kind of reception to all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've probably never seen so much positive reaction period. And the fact that it comes at a time for us where we're trying so many new things, that's really the icing on the cake for us. Is just like, wow, people are very, very receptive to this. And it's like a lot of it's new territory. So it feels really great.
Yeah, it must be sort of a little bit daunting stepping out and trying things you haven't done before. But then to see that first single just be like, oh, people are like just accepting this and embracing it with open arms, particularly knowing that that's not necessarily the most out there song on the album. So like you had some surprises coming for people. That's really cool to see early stages. Oh, like people are gonna get on board with this.
Hmm.
What
Yeah, seriously.
was there something in there like in the writing process, was it something you were considering like, oh, are we going to alienate people with this, or was it just something that like, no, we're passionate about where we're writing here, what we want to do, this is the direction we want to take? What was the nerves like leading into that, because it is a bit of a departure of sound from you? Like it still sounds very much like Silent Planet, but it is a true progression for you.
Yeah, I think musically speaking, anyways, although there are some things like you said that are a total departure, maybe a lot of things are still pretty true to form and just like aggressive and heavy. So I think that we knew that because there were at least a couple things on the record that are pretty metal still, we could probably get away with pushing the envelope a bit with things like Antimatter or Collider,
Yeah.
um, or even the first track. But yeah, musically speaking, um, I feel like we definitely pushed to some new places, but also maintained a bit of what people expected, I think.
Yeah. I think it's such a cool thing. Like you've still got, as you said, it still is like a metal feel. It's still a heavy album, but having like songs like Super Bloom, which I may be incorrect. Is that the first song you've had without heavy vocals in it? Like it has a tiny element of it, but for the most part, it's clean vocals the whole way through.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's I guess maybe
In absence.
yeah, there's a screaming bridge in that one, and
Terminal,
It's-
kind of same thing.
I guess we've
Yeah.
had it's one of a few that we've had that's like overwhelmingly not, you know, with like a little bit of it kind of sprinkled in at the end. But yeah, it was definitely the chorus though, the feeling of it like being I always that song from the get because Mitch was like fooling around with that song back in 2021 and I always called it the Jimmy Eat World song.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that. Yeah, hell yeah.
Anything like Jimmy Eat World, and then like I felt like afterwards it went into like Radiohead, and then afterwards it just went into like I guess Us or something, you know, and just it's fun to have a song that lets you. We did it a few times on the record. There's a song called The Overgrowth that does the same thing where like the song happens in like stages almost.
Yeah.
Like you have A and then it goes into B, then it goes into C. And I think the album we were really happy to have a mix of those like A to B journey songs that kind of like make the album have this big feel this bigger feeling where like it's not like we get to the theme and then we repeat it over and over again.
Yeah,
then
for
there
sure.
are those songs that have that more classic kind of pop structure that helps people to I think lock in.
I think those, yeah, like you just touched on this, like the pop sensibilities there is probably going to allow it to reach newer audiences. Like there's songs, because you guys have some fucking brutally heavy songs in your back catalog, but it'll maybe allow people that aren't as familiar with heavy music to sort of digest it and get into it. It's potentially a bit more accessible for a wider range, which I think is such a cool thing because my wife does not like heavy music, whereas like I could put on Super Bloom and have her probably enjoy the whole song, which is like that's pretty rad for me, like to be able to, I don't know, share that stuff because that's what this channel is, us trying to share music that we really like. So that's cool that there's that opportunity for people. Have you been able to play much of the new stuff live yet?
Yeah, we've been playing half of it live.
Oh, far out. Okay, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we were out with Dayseeker in North America, and we were playing 5 of the 10 songs, the 10 full length songs.
Yeah, okay.
5 of them live, and it was really fun. And we're looking forward to playing the other ones in our upcoming headline tour.
Yeah, that would be incredible. I think, I guess being so far away on the other side of the world, we haven't had to get those experiences of getting to hear them early on. But what has been the response from the newer stuff? Like you said, having like the first single, or it's not single, the second single become like your fastest growing song. What's that response been to that stuff live?
How's the response been?
Well, I feel like we, because we were actually playing Signal and Anunnaki a year ago. Like when we were in Australia, we were playing it, and then we toured North America and we were playing it.
On our van wreck, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's the response kind of right away. That always seemed to be sort of the climax of the set, or it was like where things really start to like take off. And you start to see more moshing and more people engaged. And so I think overall it's been like generally very positive. And then live on this most recent tour, playing more new songs, it's crazy seeing people sing along. And then, then we play like a random headline off day show and everybody knew the words to Antimatter. And it was
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
cool.
Such a cool moment. Yeah. So I think it's really catching on with some people for sure.
With opening up the like your sonic landscape, that potentially opens up more opportunities to tour with different bands that you potentially haven't had a chance to tour with yet. Are there any there that are like bucket list bands you want to tour with, or like dream? It doesn't have to be in the same genre. It could be like, yeah, we really want the Spice Girls to return, but bands that you would love to play with.
Really hoping for that.
I mean,
Me too.
Man, I mean, there's still so many like metalcore and adjacent bands that we haven't toured with that I think that we would love to cross off first before we go for the Spice Girls. But in a perfect universe, I feel like for me the answer is maybe Deftones. Do a tour with them. Australian tour with the Tones would be wow, like so many dreams come true. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'd like to manifest that. That would be hell yeah.
Dude, we're trying to be in Australia every year. Like it is not blowing smoke. Truly not blowing smoke. I love Australia makes the most sense to me. Like I think growing up in California and being like a barefoot person often, like I went to Australia and I'm like, I'm not weird here. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
You're just one of the
yeah.
many.
Yeah. Yeah. Big fan of it. And also but when you come from North America, the birds and the wildlife are so different that like you can go on a 5-minute walk and like hear a sound that you've never heard before. There's something really powerful about being in a place that like shakes you to your core with just like one little bird and you're like, what sound are you like you
It's
something you've
Yeah.
never heard before, you know?
Parallel dimension,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for us, because
Yeah.
everybody's still speaking English, but it's just a little different. And there's
Yeah.
still birds, but they're totally different. And there's still spiders, but they're like
Really
spiders,
different.
you know?
And there's still cars, but they're on the wrong side of the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have it's I just had all my mates out from the States for my wedding and they were like every day it's been like, what is going on? What is that like noise? I was like, oh, that's just like a minor bird. It's just like a thing that I don't hear it anymore. But for them, it's just like blowing their minds about like
Did you
the
have that
different senses.
experience when you went to America at all?
On a different perspective, just like particularly doing like the national parks and stuff, because here we don't have major predators. We have like all the little shit that can kill you. But like if I see a snake and it's 10 meters away, I'm like, it's a snake. If I see a bear and it's 10 meters away, that's game over. I'm in trouble. Like we don't have that perspective here. So
We got a lot of bears, yeah.
bears and like coyotes and wolves and mountain lions and like you have these bigger things that can kill you that we don't have in the same way. So like that's just like such a different perspective.
Yeah.
For y'all, is it like big buff kangaroos and then like rabid dingoes or something?
Dingoes, I don't think I've ever seen a dingo in the wild.
Really?
Also, I realized how Australian I sound there. Ever. I don't say that very often. Yeah, I don't think I've seen them. Like I see kangaroos and stuff occasionally, but where we are, so I'm on the Central Coast, directly between Sydney and Newcastle. It's like a coastal town. Like we're more likely to see a shark than I am to see a kangaroo very close by to where I live. But snakes and spiders and stuff, like those things, I do see more often than you guys would at home. But yeah, it is such a, I don't know, I guess you're just like used to whatever you're used to. So I don't think about that sort of stuff. And same as the birds, I don't hear them in the same way. Whereas my friends are like, I didn't sleep from 4 a.m. this morning because the birds woke up and were just screaming at me. So
yeah.
I guess it's kind of like how earthquakes are for like us California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, dude,
we don't get
the
it.
whole earth shakes around you and there's nothing you can do. And it's just like, I don't know.
It's going to be over in 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 10 seconds. It's fine. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that would definitely trip me out. So are you guys all in the same area?
Currently, we're all in Nashville. Yeah. So all of us except for this guy live here now. He's a Minneapolis boy. It's snowing there.
Yeah, I live in a frozen tundra, like middle of the country, north, and there's snow on the ground. Yeah.
See, that's something I can't comprehend as an Australian. Like we have snow, but I have to drive for 7 hours to get there, and it's not like that. That's bonkers.
It's like they get like 4 to 5 months of like temperatures that will kill you in like 10 minutes if you're outside.
Like if you've seen Game of Thrones, we're Winterfell. Like when winter's coming, you're just like you bundle down for like 3 years, and
I hope this doesn't come across rude, but why do you live there?
Yeah.
Like what's the perks there?
No, it's not rude. I've honestly been asking myself that for real. When I go to new places like Australia or wherever, I'm just like, or California, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just like there's nice weather elsewhere all the time.
Yeah, you don't have to be inside 90% of the time.
Honestly, it's because right now, family and community.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And I will say,
Good reason.
to be fair, Minnesota in like the summer and like early fall is like one of the most beautiful, cool places in the country.
Sure.
But yeah.
I feel like that same as like England. England, for the most part, doesn't make sense to me. Like, why did people thousands and years ago be like, you know what? This is it. This is the place. It rains all the time. It's cold. It's crappy. This is where we want to be.
That's what I'm saying.
And the food is so bad.
Well, I mean, thousands and thousands of years ago, I don't think they really had the options they do today anyway. But it's more like, do you know Oxford University has been around longer than the Mayan civilization?
What?
Yeah, this is a fact that I only learned recently, and it blew my fucking mind. Oxford University was like, I need to get my internet here to help me out because it's been around. Oxford University, that's the wrong thing. Wow. It's been around for over 1,000 years.
Damn, that's crazy.
There's like the proof of when they first did it. That's mind blowing to me to be like, not only was there people in that area in England, but they were also like studying and becoming intellectual before other civilizations existed.
Wow. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Crazy.
That is pretty wild.
Crazy. So what's coming up? We talked about like that's Deftones was I can definitely see that because I hear parallels with Deftones, particularly Garrett and your cleaner, breathier vocals on this album. I can hear some really beautiful potential tributes to Deftones there. What other artists sort of inspire you currently in your writing process and that you take cues from?
Yeah. I mean, we could answer musically, lyrically, probably. I think musically, it's going to be like a combination of our staple bands, our staple favorite bands. So that's going to be like Deftones or Thrice.
Johnny's so pissed he's not here.
Also things like more recently Health. I just love listening to all of the crazy collaborations that band does with all of these artists from all across the spectrum and hearing the way that they sort of infuse their industrial sort of like movie score type music into like shit with Lamb of God and stuff. It's crazy. That's a big influence for me. Our friend Buster, who mixed this record, is in a couple bands that are also like, for at least guitar stuff, making me like rethink my whole life all the time. So like Viljarta, Humanity's Last Breath, those are big things for me. What about you guys?
I would say there's like modern metalcore bands too, like in our scene that have influenced us. Northlane and Loathe
Certainly
have, I think, influenced us. Those two specifically, Spirit Box, Thornhill for sure. We're huge fans of Thornhill.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's even I've had cool conversations with a couple bands that have kind of, because we've been around for like ever. We've been around for like over a decade now, and it's funny how I met a few bands who like I've been inspired by something they wrote, and then they've told me that they're inspired by something that we did like back in the day. And it's cool how it's art can be like this cycle of kind of helping each other up, you know.
Yeah, fully.
And I definitely see music not as a competitive thing, but as a kind of a conversation, and somebody says something interesting, and then you have a chance to respond. And
I feel like that's becoming more and more prevalent and more accepted amongst the modern bands in this ilk, in the heavy music space as well. I don't see it as being as competitive as maybe it once was. Whereas you had your big bands before, and then your next tier and it down. I feel like now it's becoming way more being like, and we're all in this together, and let's all go on tour, and we'll mix things up, and like, I don't know, the friendships I'm seeing come through, and then therefore the progression of the art, it's only benefiting from that. I think that's such a fucking cool thing to, as you said, you're mentioning a few Aussie bands that we're really good friends with there. And they'd say the same thing about you guys and about other bands, being like, oh, I'm so inspired by this, and it's so cool going on tour here. And then because of that tour, we wrote this album. And I think you're right. That's a really cool perspective to have towards it, of being like, it's cyclical because you're all kind of helping each other just continuously roll forwards in the right direction.
Yeah.
The introduction or progression of the synthia sound in your music, I can definitely hear, particularly off like Obsidian, the last Northlane album, which I think is like a fucking masterpiece from them. And I love hearing that element introduced more and more into your music. That's something that I'm hearing. There's a few bands doing it well, but I think you guys have done it better than anyone, honestly. And I'm not trying to blow smoke, but this potentially has album of the year running for me. Like from the moment I listened to the full album, I was just like, oh, you've done it. This is fucking brilliant. It's so fucking good the whole way through. I've listened to it countless times. One, trying to do my job properly so I can talk to you about it, but also because it just has repeat factor for me. And there's these new elements which are a treat to listen to.
I mean, that means a lot. I know there's been a lot of great records this year. And Van Animate's having a record. It's amazing. And Polaris put out an amazing record. And I mean,
oh yeah, there's so many albums this year, and that's why I don't like it. I'm genuine when I say that. Like you're sitting at the top of the top there of some really truly fantastic albums, which I think you guys should be really proud of.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So I know we've got time, Pressy. I'm sure you've got a bunch of other people to talk to today. So I'm gonna run things through and just get stupid now. We're gonna run through some trivia with you because you guys are known for being a smart band. I want to know how smart you are at the dumb questions, the random stuff. So if you're ready, we're gonna go through some random trivia questions. We'll start with music because that's where we generally talk about. We'll work our way through. What was the highest selling metal album of all time?
Master.
No.
It's either
Black
Metallica
Album?
or AC/DC.
Oh man.
Maybe.
You guys have the benefit of having a group here. Often I do this one-on-one, and now you don't even have anyone to ask. You guys have phone a friend options.
I need to like phone a friend about it. I want to say it's like
Iron Maiden.
I would guess Master
No.
Puppets.
No.
That'd be my guess.
is it
Master Puppets is a good guess. I'd guess
Ride the
Black
Lightning?
You're in the right
I think you're right. We're gonna go
space.
Black Album, Metallica.
Oh, good final answer. You got it.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good work, guys. You said it earlier, and I was like, oh, they're steering away. Gonna get there.
Let's go.
Okay, which artist was refused a blood transfer as the clean blood would kill them? Was it Lemmy, Keith Richards, or Ozzy?
Oh man.
Wait, sorry. They
So,
refused the blood
one of these
transfusion?
artists went in, they were sick and they need to get a blood transfusion. And they were refused because they're like, you have so much poison in your blood. If we give you new blood, you will die.
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne. For sure.
Dude,
Of
over
those
Lemmy?
three?
That sounds like
that
sounds like Lemmy. That sounds
Think
like
about
Lemmy.
what
I know who
would
Lemmy
affect
is.
your blood though. It would be alcohol, right? Because alcohol gets into your blood. Keith Richards is like heroin, right?
Also, Ozzy-
Sorry, Keith Richards, if you're watching.
Ozzy's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemmy
fine.
is not.
Oh, Lemmy's
R.I.P.
not.
Who's Lemmy?
Let's go.
Motorhead.
Oh, okay.
Wow, bro.
That's a bad.
That's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna say you guys cool if I go
Yeah,
with that?
go
I
Lemmy.
think Lemmy Kilmister, final answer.
That's correct. Lemmy.
Yeah.
Hey.
And he did survive afterwards. That's not what killed him. He survived for a while after
Wow.
this. But yeah, just so fucked up that healthy blood would kill him. That's
Well,
bonkers.
I just figured though, like if he was close to dying anyways, that maybe
True. Yeah. They don't push him over the edge. Okay, what can we do with our tongues that a crocodile cannot?
Roll it.
Taco?
I can think of so many bad answers.
Roll the R's, baby.
Yeah, speak Spanish. Final answer.
To see a crocodile come out, see.
Ramon.
Crocodile, I have no idea.
Yeah.
What can we do? Maybe it's like a simple answer that
Bite
blows
it?
your mind, like they can't taste or something.
Oh,
Like
is their
bite it?
tongue not long enough? Well, it could still move to the
Oh,
side.
they probably
though, right?
can't bite their tongue. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Because that tongue has to stay within that thing, right? Within
Think
their
about
mouth.
how
It's not
sharp
like
their
it's not like
teeth
hanging
are.
out.
Let's go bite it.
You're close. They can't poke it out. I'm going to give you half a point for that one
All right.
because you're right. It
They can't
is
stick it
stuck in
out.
the tract. They can't stick their tongues out.
Okay. So we said the
Yeah.
side effect.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You just jumped a step there.
Did you say poke it out? Is that what you say
That's
in Australia? To poke your tongue out?
Okay.
What would you guys say?
Oh,
Stick it out.
Yeah.
Stick it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australians. Sorry about our dumb voice.
Poke
Okay, of animals, what animal can clean its own ear with its tongue? So think animals with long tongues.
See that?
No, I don't think giraffes have long ones.
I think they-
Anteater?
Or do they? Do they?
Lemurs? Anteater? I feel like it's a marsupial. I feel like it's one of those dudes that brought COVID upon our world. Maybe.
The pangolin. There's this Aussie question. Is it like koalas can actually?
There's nothing about this that's Aussie. I'm just going to give you a hint there. There's nothing that's Australian particular here. Yeah.
I'm leaning giraffe.
A frog.
I feel like I could see a giraffe. Frogs don't have ears.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have ears that you could stick a tongue inside of. Giraffe?
Let's go with giraffe. Giraffe, final answer.
Giraffe is correct.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Are we doing the best any band's ever done?
You're actually fucking crushing this. Yeah, I'm hella impressed. Okay, bonus point. No one has gotten this one. What body part does a giraffe not have that every other mammal has?
Body part?
Yeah, so giraffes.
Hint?
No, because I feel like the hint makes it. The hint would make it really obvious. There you go. There's your hint.
Okay, well, it has something to do with the neck, right? Shoulder blades, kneecaps. They bend their knees, right? Yeah.
What kneecaps are in the neck?
No. Sorry, I'm just spitballing anything I could think of.
Not toes, right?
What if like they don't have a spine or something?
Because they don't have toes, right? They have no toes.
Yeah, but sort of cows and everything else. What do giraffes not have?
I know they can walk like right away. I wonder if it has anything to do with that.
Eyelids? No, they got eyelids for sure.
Wait,
So this is gonna be a wild guess if you get this.
What do they have?
Oh wow, you got giraffes on
No
it.
fair. Nick has giraffes tattooed
Yeah,
on
well,
his
we're
arm.
just gonna take a look real
A
quick.
little giraffe anatomy.
Would you like a hint?
I don't
That tattoo will not show you this body part.
Oh.
It's internal, probably. Maybe.
Oh, wait. What do they eat? Leaves. Only, right?
Oh,
So like
do they
don't have a
don't
colon?
have like a gallbladder or something?
or like a liver?
Something that processes, yeah, like liver, gallbladder, small intestine.
A spleen?
You've got 5 seconds.
Oh shit. Somebody just whatever you think.
Spleen, final answer.
No, they don't have vocal cords.
What?
Whoa!
All that neck, no vocal cords.
Wow.
You were right. It was something with the neck.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. They're the only animal that has a neck that's that long.
Yeah.
There's something unique about that area. Wow.
Um,
vocal cords.
All right, I'm gonna give you another question that no one has gotten the answer to before.
Yeah.
Give me a second to wrap my tongue around this one. What fear is described as hippopotamonstrosequipedalophobia? Once more. Hippopotamonstrosequipedalophobia.
Like fear of watching a hippopotamus
Hippopotamus,
and a
monstrous.
crocodile get in a fight.
It's a pretty common fear.
A common fear.
No, it's not a common fear. I'm saying that it was a joke.
Hippomonstros, so a big hippo.
Dial. But is it like it's not a crocodile dial, or is it like, you know what I mean, like two?
Oh, you die.
The fear of a hippopotamus checking the dial.
Fear of a two-headed hippopotamus.
Can you say it one more time?
Do you want me to slow it and break it down a little bit? Hippopotomonstrosequipedaliophobia.
Monstrosequipedaliophobia.
Is it just hippos eating giant
It's
water
nothing to
buffalo?
do with a hippopotamus.
Oh.
I've had one of our artists has gotten so close with this by breaking it down, and the hippo part was actually what gave him he was very clever.
Right.
Gave him the answer.
Like the hippocampus,
Brain.
which is the
Yeah.
fear thing, right?
Hippocampus, yeah, memory.
Fear of big.
We will have
The
memory.
monstrous has to be something.
Is it the
Related to
fear of
Memory.
of
Losing one's memory.
yeah, like getting dementia or something?
Yeah, why not? Fear of losing one's memory.
No, that's a good guess. It's the fear of long words.
Oh wow.
It's like I say this every time. It's whoever came up with that is a jerk.
Quit.
Crocodile.
Yeah, the dialophobia, like dialect.
I got a question for you. Do you have a brother named Lane by any chance?
No, but my best friend and business partner's name is Lane.
Oh.
Weirdly.
Aren't the next interviews with Lane McCallum, but I saw you guys have the same last name. I was like, they brothers?
And wait, he's way better than I am. He's the cooler older brother.
I think it's
Ian.
Ian. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Lane.
Ian McKellen. It's not the guy from
Oh, Sir Ian McKellen. He's done the movies. Now he's on to interviews. I love that. All right, well, let's go. We'll go with one last question here. You guys are predominantly Californian here, so you're all about wildlife. What percentage of the Earth's wildlife is found in the ocean? Is it 57%, 72%, 88%, or 94%?
I think it's one of the high numbers.
It's
I'm
B or
going
C.
88 or 94. Yeah.
I think it's B or C. Yeah.
Let's go with 88.
It's 94%.
94.
Wow.
It was 94.
That's terrible.
94%. Yeah. So we think
That's
we
a lot of
like
water.
think of all the stuff up here that's terrifying. There's so much down there we don't even know about.
And it's all between us right now.
True.
All of it. The entire of the ocean. I know. We need to fix that.
94% of all the stuff is down there, even though there is stuff we don't know about.
Oh wow, so it's probably
that
probably a greater than sign.
I heard
then.
something like we know more about space than we do about like the
Yeah, than the depths of the
I
ocean.
think
That's
true of
crazy.
Our immediate
Terrifying.
solar system. Yeah, I've heard that.
No.
I think like of our or like immediately.
Well, there's no life forms up there. It's way easier to keep track of. Down there,
Not that we know of.
Well, it's also like very like not. There's very few vessels that can go that deep.
That's true.
yeah.
We'll have this conversation in 10 years once they've advanced things a bit more.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to let you go and jump into Ian McKellen's interview. Thank you for taking the time. I'm so pumped and proud of you guys. You've crushed it with SUPERBLOOM. I hope that the response to everything you hoped it would be. And let's get you out here with Deftones ASAP.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's go.
Please.
Yes, please.
All right, boys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye.
See you guys.